Flashy news. Only on ParanoidRadio.com, bringing you Flashy Fridays.
Tony boy.
Testicles, 1, 2, testicles. That is right. Welcome back to Paranoid Radio Podcast. I am the humble host, Trebles Garcia, and this is the best show with the best content for the best listeners, you. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning back in onto the show. This is your second dose of greatness this week on a flashy Friday. Striking with the iron is hot. I want you to please take 5 seconds to go on Apple Podcast or even on Spotify and drop a 5-star review. This allows other people to enjoy the show as much as we enjoy making it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, ParanoidRadio.com will be set up this weekend, finally. And an amazing comeback, ParanoidRadio.com will be back on full power, breaking the threshold of reality back this weekend. I want to shout out every single new listener tuning in today. This Paranoid Radio Podcast episode revolves around the geopolitical agenda, and we're bringing in a special guest. Not even a special guest anymore. This guy's a freaking main voice host. Now, jumping in for the deep end of the pool and setting the fucking mood. Tenacity, vigorosity, and a bit of balls. I respect a voting Democrat more than a U.S.-born citizen that cares less about the nation and selfishly doesn't even exercise his or her right to vote. Are you complaining because of the fucking shit stains in your front lawn and because of the problems already knocking at your front door? Tough luck. If you didn't vote or execute a plan to make a difference, then shut the fuck up. If you didn't stand for nothing, then you'll fall for anything. Quote, the global elites are frightened, horror-stricken, and hysterical at the idea of Donald Trump taking office, and they'll do anything to prevent it from happening again. End quote. Now, the following special guest hails from the East Coast. He's battle-hardened, he's swinging the axe of justice, and I give a warm welcome to the voice that's dismantling every perverted fantasy in government climate today. A father, a warrior, husband, a personal friend, Flash, or Flashy_News1. Welcome.
Thank you for the intro, bro. Thank you, man. Shit was fire, bro.
That is what we're talking about, baby. And ladies and gentlemen, this is Striking with Iron is Hot. Another part of the series, another special edition of Flashy Friday. Flashy_News1. Please let them know where they can find you.
Yeah, man. I'm over on Instagram still. Flashy_News1. Shadow banned, but you can find me. Just keep searching for me. Then I'm on Truth Social too as a backup. Don't really post there yet, but Flashy_Truth.
Absolutely. And make sure you check him out. He's amazing. And he could really digest, and not even digest, but also break down with a lot of simplicity and a lot of details at the same time. Political agenda and all the political stuff. He is a blogger, video blogger. So make sure you check him out on Instagram. He's only blowing the fuck up. So jump on the train today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is Paranoid Radio Podcast, and make sure you stay tuned to every other episode for Oktoberfest. Before we do any other promotion, I want you to come in with fucking bombs of knowledge. At this very fucking moment, right now, Biden is getting impeached, or there's an impeachment process. Let us know what's up.
Yep. So today was day one of the Joe Biden impeachment inquiry. So what that is just it gives the House more power, more subpoena power to get bank records. You can't really stop it now. You know, they could do a lot of tricks before to stop it and not cooperate witnesses. Now it's an inquiry. It's pretty much serious stuff now. So right now they got 3 witnesses. A forensic specialist is up there. Jonathan Turley, who's a constitutional lawyer, not a conservative, but he's a libertarian and he's a straight shooter. And now the House is using these witnesses just to get constitutional advice during the hearing to say, like, you know, why they're doing this and what they're doing. But then obviously the Democrats get to ask them questions too. And man, it is just, it's almost painful to actually listen to the left now, to the Democrats when they ask questions, because number one, they're not asking anything about what's actually happening with Biden and the corruption. They said Trump's name more than I don't even know how many times, bro. My man lives rent fucking free in their minds 24/7. Like, yo, he's not the president anymore. Like, so crazy, right? But it's just so easy to highlight now the hypocrisy, because now their whole argument was, oh, you can't do this because you didn't take a House vote, meaning the whole House didn't vote on the impeachment inquiry, right?
Yeah.
And usually you would have to do that. But you know who made those rules? Nancy fucking Pelosi, when she impeached Trump. She didn't bring it to the House for a full vote. So this is what I'm talking about, precedents. We are now using their precedents against them. These motherfuckers are not even hypocrites, bro. I don't even know what you can call them, bro. We are just following their rules. That's all we're doing, bro. You set the groundwork. We're playing by your home court, and you're getting your asses kicked because fucking Trump didn't get impeached. He got impeached by the House, but he didn't get removed. And we saw that they had absolutely no evidence. Now they want to talk about, oh, they don't actually have any evidence. What evidence did you have to impeach Trump? Of nothing. You impeached him for having a phone conversation. Listen, let's not forget what they impeached Trump for.
Shit.
They impeached Donald Trump for talking to Zelensky, the Ukrainian fucking president, about the Biden's corruption in Ukraine. And they fucking lost their minds. They wanted to act like Trump was threatening him. Zelensky even said he didn't threaten me. It was a normal conversation. He just happened to ask me, yo, what's going on with the Bidens over there? I heard there's some shady shit. And for that reason, Donald Trump got impeached. Why? Because he was asked. Now we know that he was asking the right questions about Ukraine. That's why they fucking lost their mind, because we all see now that Ukraine is the fucking deep state little fucking piggy bank, and Trump knew it, and he started digging, and he was going to ask Zelensky about it, because Zelensky, listen, Zelensky is going to do what's best for him. It was good for him to work with Trump at that time. It's good for him to work with Biden now. He don't really give a fuck. You know, he's a lib, but it doesn't really matter. You know, he would kiss Trump's ass in a second, and that's why he said Trump didn't pressure me. Even if Trump did, I think he would have said he didn't, because Trump had the money, and Trump sent them money. Trump sent Ukraine money, and he sent them missiles to defend Russia. This was way back then. So Trump was actually pro-Ukraine in a way, you know what I mean? But like in a sensible way. He was like, listen, if we're going to give you this shit, I got to be sure that there's not corruption over there. I got to be sure that you're not going to be giving this money to my political opponent, Joe Biden, who's running against me in the 2020 election, right? And so for that, that's how you know he was getting too close. They literally impeached a fucking president for asking the right question to another world leader, and Trump knew he didn't do anything wrong, so he released the whole phone call. You remember that shit? My man, this is unheard of, bro. You don't release your phone call with a fucking world leader, but he was like, you know what? You want it? Boom, you got it. And they still impeached him. And now Nancy Pelosi didn't. She broke all the rules, because I don't even think Democrats would have voted for that, because it was so ridiculous. So Nancy Pelosi subverted that whole democratic process.
She was just hungry trying to get him down. Yep.
That's it. And now you did that. So now you got to lay in this fucking bed because you made it. So now this is why they're so upset, you know, and they have absolutely no defense to any of the Republicans' inquiries or questions. They're attacking the witnesses. They're attacking Jonathan Turley, the lawyer, because he represented a pedophile back in the day. He's a fucking lawyer. He got hired by a pedophile. You got to, you know what I mean? What are you going to do?
Gotta eat,
so fucking ridiculous, bro. So now with this inquiry, what it's showing now is actual bank records, actual SARS reports, the suspicious activity reports that all
factual shit.
Absolutely. Things they never had on Trump. Like actual physical evidence. All they had was hearsay. All they had was fake fucking
paper trail. Yep.
All this shit. And people forget about, we talked about the whistleblowers about when they were giving their testimony, and it didn't seem like a big deal at the time, but this is all being painted now. So that testimony is now involved in this impeachment inquiry. So it's not just a bunch of MAGA Republicans screaming about Joe Biden. It's literally people that have been in the IRS for 30 years that are not partisans, that have worked with Obama, that worked with all administrations, that are saying we've never seen anything like this. The obstruction, the special treatment. We've never seen anything like. And the biggest thing that really came out was that the FBI. So Hunter Biden had this tax problem, right? Before while Joe Biden was running. He owed $2 million, right? And that shit got paid all of a sudden. Because Joe Biden decided he was running for president. He didn't want his son to have that over his head. So find out it was paid by a billionaire mega donor for the Democrat Party, right? $2 million. And Hunter Biden didn't even know this dude, right? These are all in text messages that we have from the laptop. He was saying to Jim Biden, his uncle, Joe Biden's brother, that we didn't know. Like, I don't even know who this guy is, but thank you so much. You know what I mean? Obviously, it's a favor. So when Joe Biden becomes president, you take care of that guy, whatever he wants to do. Obviously, right? So that $2 million was paid, but then they were actually investigated for that because Trump was still president at the time. So the FBI started investigating that transaction as a campaign contribution, an illegal campaign contribution.
And it's illegal because I think there's a cap. Even though you're a multi-billionaire,
100%.
you could only give so much money every year or per campaign.
Exactly.
There's like a cap. I think it's 200,
that was
275.
do it.
Yeah.
100%. 100%. You can't do that. You cannot do that. Right. And they didn't report it. Hunter Biden didn't pay taxes on it. Like all this shit. Right. So now we have emails because of the power that we have now, the subpoena power. We got emails from the FBI at the time, and they wanted to inquire about this thing, that the $2 million payment. The FBI wanted to look into the Biden campaign, and the assistant U.S. attorney Wolf said, no, I have no interest in doing that. We don't want to involve political figure one, which is Joe Biden. So they literally stopped that investigation. So it's not just about Joe Biden, what Joe Biden did. It's about the whole corrupt system, how it protects the
and there's a lot more people involved. That's why. Yeah.
What? And this is good. This opens the door to the whole conversation. Why do you think Hillary Clinton's never been arrested? For this same exact reason. And now we get to go bit by bit, page by page, and fucking show exactly how they do it, with the IRS protecting you, the DOJ, the FBI, the CIA planting fucking evidence on your political opponent. So all of this shit is getting painted now. And I know it's painful, and I know it's fucking slow, and it takes forever. But listen, when you do things the right way, this is how it's supposed to look.
This is how it's done.
Fast. It's not flashy. It's not pretty. It's not cute. But it's necessary, and everybody's going to get time to actually digest this information. It's not just going to be thrown at us like with Trump. He's a Russian, all this propaganda. And then boom, look, it goes right out the fucking window. 2 years later, you find out it was all wrong. No, now we're laying fucking the groundwork. We're building.
And it's getting dropped very consistently. 2-3 months again, another big drop. Another 3 weeks, another big drop. So no matter how much the media tries to push it and make it go over your fucking head, there's another wave of fucking bullshit coming out. And the thing is, even Pelosi, she's getting a spoonful of the same fucking medicine bullshit that she tried to do with Donald Trump. It is karma fucking on a perfect example. This is amazing. And I'm extremely fucking happy.
I always talk about the boomerangs coming, bro. And I always said it had to be this way because now look, they have set all of these precedents now that we can follow. So it's not going to be us breaking the rules. It's not going to be Trump breaking the rules. It's they broke the rules, and now we're playing by them. And now see, public awakening forces accountability. Now the Republicans in the House got fucking some balls to them, okay? Because we've been putting that pressure every fucking day, telling them what we want.
But if the Republicans let up, if they don't keep pushing, I mean, this is a consistent push. Doesn't even matter what kind of fucking gains. If they have to continue pushing. It's resilience. It's consistent. You have to keep fucking doing it because they're not gonna let up. You think the defense is no, fuck that shit. They see a little weak spot, hit it harder. See, because this is how you're gonna bend them. Kidney hits, bro. Straight low blows, bro.
Exactly,
hit them up because that's what they fucking did to us. That's what they did to Donald Trump. And still to this day continue doing. They can't be not one little fucking news about Joe Biden's family crime bullshit come out in the media because the moment they want to do that shit, the media covers the whole entire story up with something to do with Trump. Every single day they gotta keep fucking Trump's name in their fucking mouth. Every single day. So even now.
Bro.
Absolutely.
Right. And it's just so obvious now. Do you know what I'm saying? Like literally every time they come up with a Hunter Biden indictment, boom, Trump gets hit with some bullshit, bro. And now like these people they're so not used to being held accountable that they're just like kind of like, whoa, what the fuck? They're like kicking and screaming, bro. Like literally in this
hysterical.
Hearing, the Democrats are like, oh my God, stop, no way, I object, because they know that evidence is there now, bro.
It's gonna get hit.
They're gonna look so fucking stupid because they told us that Trump was corrupt, that Biden wasn't, everything we said was a conspiracy theory, Hunter Biden's innocent, oh my God, now look at you. Okay,
you know what this works out? This works out kind of like when the man is telling, like the man is shooting on the wife, and then he's like looking through her phone, and who are you talking to? All fucking paranoid because he knows he's the one cheating.
Exactly, bro. Shit. Blaming them for what you're doing, and now that boomerang is coming back, and it's not just a little. So beautiful. Now it actually has the weight of the American people behind it, a majority. This is why Trump is up 10 points in a fucking Washington Post national poll, because this information is actually getting out because nobody's watching the mainstream media anymore. People are watching people like us and people on Truth Social and all these other patriots that are pushing out the truth. And because you know why? Because now our words have weight. Because we've been saying the same shit consistently for how long? That that they're dirty. This is how they're dirty. This is what they're doing. Everything we said 5 years, 4 years, 3 years ago has all been playing out now. So when they just say, oh, it's the Republicans, that doesn't hold any weight because look, we got the receipts. We got the receipts now.
Game over.
You know what I'm saying?
The
Like,
tide,
this is not
the
some
tide
shit.
has turned. The
It's
turning
turning
tides,
tide,
man.
my brother.
Yo,
It's, you know,
okay.
and we
Talk
see
to
it
me
everywhere.
talk to me about Trump being beyond fraud or above
Oh,
fraud.
so
Bring that in.
woo!
How does
Man,
okay?
this one got me tight, bro.
Yeah.
These motherfuckers, bro. So
Okay.
a
Impossible to do the
judge,
fraud, right?
not a jury, okay, just a
Yeah.
left-wing Obama-appointed radical judge,
Uh-huh.
okay, and then this case has been brought by the radical left-wing DA, fucking
Yeah.
that bitch over there. So
Mhm.
the whole thing was that they said that Trump fraudulently inflated the his worth of his properties in order to get loans from the bank, right?
Mhm.
Way back, right?
Yeah.
So that's what they said. And so the judge ruled that yes, that Trump did that and that he defrauded the banks, right? That's it. And that
Mhm.
Mar-a-Lago is actually only worth $18 million, which is fucking ridiculous. That shit is fucking 20 it's like 2008.
200,
It's like almost $1 billion
236.
property,
Yeah.
bro. Okay,
Yeah.
like it's right in the middle of the fucking Palm Springs. Like, come on, the
Yeah.
Palm Beach, that area. Anyway,
Mhm.
so they said that he did that, right? And that he has to
Mhm.
pay $250 million and that they're going to dissolve the Trump organization in New York. He can no longer do business in New York, right? Now, the only problem with that is the banks didn't sue Trump. The banks didn't feel they were defrauded. If they would have sued Trump, right?
And
So they did.
they'll
You
do
got
it
the
very
state,
fucking fast.
bro. And so what they're saying
Because
is that the banks
this is money. This is
bro,
banks. Banks
yeah,
gotta back. Yeah, this is
right, bro. Are you
automatically.
kidding me? You don't think they're going to do their own due diligence? So if I say my house is worth $5 million, you don't think the bank's going to come check my fucking house out, bro, for
Yep.
themselves? Are you
Yeah.
kidding me? Of course they're going to get an appraiser and they're going to come here and they're going to go through every inch and make sure I said what I said was true in order to give me money.
Absolutely.
So they're saying that the bank, and the bank did that. So they're saying that the bank didn't know what they were doing, that Trump took advantage of and brainwashed them into thinking that his properties were worth more than they actually were, and they still gave him the money. But here's the kicker: Trump paid them back in full. There is no victim; they were paid in full. So there's no fraud if you pay it back, and they never sued Trump. So the whole argument is fucking ridiculous.
It looked the top around. Close case.
It's
case.
just, come on, bro. But now, like, how? So that's
If
all
the
they can do,
banks,
get them in the
the
civil
banks
shit.
accepted the money, right? Banks accepted the money, the
Yeah.
payback. You have no
he
case.
paid him back in full.
Out the
Bro,
window.
come on, bro. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you trying to tell me that the banks need a protection from a citizen? That the state comes in to protect a bank? That's called communism. Okay,
Wow.
that's what that is. They're merging with the bank to take on, but the bank never said they were defrauded. It was literally just the state saying, you know what? No, the bank, he did you wrong, bank. Trump got you. And the bank's like, okay, I guess. Like they got like,
So then it kind of pushes on to say also that at this point Trump is over fraud. I think it was you that shared this video where allegedly, not even allegedly, there's only so many people registered to vote in each state, per city, per district, per department, whatever you want to fucking call it. And then there's only so much people in the census, so many people registered living in each state. So how the fuck are you gonna have so many fucking blue votes or even red votes to a point, right? If it went over the number of the people that are actually registered to vote, unless you're taking votes and ballot people from people that are not registered and not using IDs, because that's what they want to do. This is why they're having all these fucking immigrants come in and shit, and giving them all these fucking papers and shit.
Right.
Absolutely. Wow. So he's over fraud.
Trump is polling over the fraud, like you laid it out perfectly. That there's just not going to be enough, and I've been saying this, bro. That there's not going to be enough votes to steal. Been saying this, bro. Like, how long have I been saying this for? And we're actually seeing it play out in the numbers now, in the polls.
Even if they have the mail-in ballots, because they would have to check people's fucking thing.
Listen, the blue areas will probably stay blue, but we're not worried about that. You think people in Georgia and Pennsylvania are going to be voting for blue? Like, you know what I'm saying? They're just not going to be. And then if you look at the people registering, Republicans are outnumbering Democrats 2-1 in registrations. And then you got the independent vote, which is going 20 points towards Trump. So that's everybody else in the middle. So let them have the fucking left. You know, the deep blue California. You know, we can't do much about those areas, right? But what we can do is get districts, counties, all that, right? And then that forces the change throughout the state. So it's got to go hyper local, and then it spreads out. right? Because then you can look, say,
yeah.
look, our policies are working. Look, one town over, we got conservative policies more than that town. And look what's going on. Look at our education system. Look at all this
Local
shit. You know what I
government
mean?
in
So,
your local government, that's what you
mhm,
change. You have to go to the school district meetings. You have to do these
yep,
civil building meetings where with the city's saying that
yep,
they're going to charge you more for sugar, water's going to be recycled, etc. All of these
whatever it
little
is.
things. This is where you are making a difference. Your local government. We've mentioned this a couple of times in the show. You'll never take on the federal government by yourself. You can't just
No,
do that, bro. It doesn't matter how big your
no,
movement is. You have to
no,
start local. Every
yep,
single Martin Luther King started. Cesar Chavez started local. All these people with the biggest motions that have now shaped the reality where we live in have done this at a local scale, and it evolved to a
yep.
huge, massive movement where every other city had a trickle effect, right? So you're absolutely
So
right,
true.
dog.
So true,
It's
bro.
fucking insane.
That's really and so now they're really losing the minority vote too, which is if the Hispanic vote's already there. Now that the black women don't really like Trump, but that's they're a very small minority of the
Yeah,
percentage
yeah,
of
yeah,
black vote, so and
yeah.
then suburban women went away from Trump in 2020, but that was because of all with all the COVID shit and everything, and there was so much
Mm-hmm.
hate on them. Now they got the families involved with the kids and all the shit in school. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And the parental rights movement and all that shit. So that's going to wake up a lot of suburban women, I feel
Yeah,
like, the
yeah.
rich white women, you know what I mean? And then the men are already conservative, white men, Hispanic, black
Mm-hmm.
males are now starting. So they really don't have, their base is dwindling. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's literally just like going to be LGBTQ. Like, and like, that's it.
And I don't even know them. They're fucking. Who
But
the
that's
fuck is
why they're
that?
trying to spread that shit like a disease, because if they can
Yeah.
convince you you're LGBTQ, you're automatically voting blue. You know what I mean? So like that's
They're
why they're
just
trying to get
fucking
them
just.
young.
Yep. All they're doing is
I
just
mean,
fucking and then amplifying little fucking sounds on a 15-minute second little interview on
yeah.
MSN or whatever the fuck it's called. Now let's take it overseas, dog. There's a lot of happening in France. France failed in Africa.
Called it. Fucking called it.
What's
You
popping?
said it, bro. I said
Yeah.
that shit. I said they were gonna fucking kick him out of there, bro. And a lot of people on TV were like, "Oh no. Macron's gonna, they're gonna talk it out. Macron's not gonna." Yeah, nah, he's out of there. French
Yeah.
military, fucking ambassador. See ya. Gotta go.
Outside.
Adios.
Yep.
Done. Nigeria took their fucking country back, bro. Just like
This is
that.
huge. This is huge because there's a pipeline crossing a lot of different these city states and countries in Africa that are being forced by the Western countries, specifically Europe,
Mm,
to have all these gas pipes run through there. And now they're forced to purchase their petroleum and other fucking, their energy
mm-hmm,
substances from different areas of the world. China, Russia,
mm-hmm,
the
mm-hmm,
Middle East. You know what I'm
mm-hmm.
saying? So and this is why you were mentioning last time. If the United States of America does not become energy independent and we don't start selling our energy to the world, we're gonna start dwindling. So
Yep.
this is very important. We already look like a fucking bad guy around the world. And all these little third world countries, yeah, they're third world countries today, but in 25 years from now, they won't be. And if they
And I'm gonna be
unite
pissed.
today, yeah, and if they unite today, they're gonna have some type of revenge, not only against the United States, but the entire fucking relief system in the Western world. So Europe is in a heap of shit. Talking about Europe being in a
Yeah.
heap of shit, they're already in a fucking shit in a shit stain. They're already marked, and they're attacking Russia directly.
Yeah.
NATO attacked
NATO,
Russia.
yeah.
Give me what's going on, dog.
Yeah,
Break it down.
so there was that video. I guess it's official. It happened. A NATO drone, I guess it was, hit some kind of a manufacturing plant or something like that in Russia, or it was the Navy fleet or something like that. And supposedly it was NATO, and I haven't heard a lot about it, which is interesting. So I think maybe they're trying to keep it under wraps, because I mean, if that's true, if that's what happened, that's World War III. I mean, that's what it is,
Dead.
and that's what we've been saying is an avenue that there might take, is invoking the 1973 War Powers Act, which would technically suspend the election and allow the president to stay in power. But I honestly feel if they did that, that would that would bring in the White Hat military operation. I think that's one of the red lines. I think not having this election, or I think either if they do something, or they're going to get caught trying to steal it. That's what
Do
I
you
see
think? Do you think if hypothetically, let's say somebody attacks Russia, and then NATO's activated, and then you have China maybe not join the war, but back Russia up with everything they
Mm-hmm,
got. I'm talking about
mm-hmm,
tanks, military,
mm-hmm,
not lobby, proxy it, right?
100%.
And then you have Iran completely join the war. Iran will join the war immediately, right? You have all these North Korea, another person that already stated they'll back Russia up 100%. So they have their own fucking connections. Even South America, you got the Caribbean too. They're right next door. So let's hypothetically say that something happens in NATO is stupid enough to trigger a fucking a huge massive war, and then Biden happens to stay in power or adopt some shit. Do you think here, the operations here in America will take the White House? Do you think there will be another civil war within the U.S. while we're fighting a war outside? Would it get to that point?
I think that's like the whole point of Q was, or a message coming from Q is that we want to avoid that at all costs, right? And that's pretty much why we're doing it the way it's being done right now. Because if Trump would have called in the troops during the 2020 election,
will we let Biden stay for another just because of the triggered war that Germany hit somebody else?
It would absolutely trigger something like that. You know what I mean? It really would. Now with all this information coming out too about how he's a treasonous piece of shit, so this is all about public opinion, right? This is why we're going through this. This is a psyop that we're going through, but it's also a white hat psyop, right? That's what Q really was a white hat psyop to wake up people and get them up to speed. So now that was all so long ago. So now we're actually seeing all of the things actually play out in the news that was in the drops. And that's what Q always said, future proves past. You're going to see the things in the future that'll prove him right back then, right? And it really didn't make a lot of sense back then, but now it's everything about Ukraine and the Bidens, all of that shit is playing out, and it really is a psyop to get enough of the public up to speed, because I think no matter what that scenario is coming, military intervention on our soil to round up the political elite. That's where we're going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you don't have to be a conspiratorial actually to think about that, because logically, it's just we cannot sustain like this. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, we're on a path to either destruction or some kind of saviorship. You know what I mean? That's the logical outcomes here. And I just think that there's so much evidence now, and there's so many people aware of actually what's going on. Public awakening forces accountability. I think that's where we're getting really close to, bro. And I think 2024 into 25, it all comes to a head right there.
I've spoken to some people in different parts of at least here in Southern California. They've messaged me, and I've met up with some people here that I attracted that energy for some reason. They showed up and they were like, yo, like, I mentioned that the enemy, our enemies might have some sleeper cells here.
Oh yeah,
through the migration process that's happening right now, and then they these are patriots, bro. They automatically told me, dude, have you ever thought that we also have sleeper cells? We also have weapon caches, and I was like, what? And we're organized, dog. It's not just how they're gonna catch us slipping. That's what he goes. You have to understand that the United States of America has been at war every single decade of its existence since the creation of the United States of America. We are the masters at war, bro. This is why the military is where the military is at. So you have to. If there's anything else, if there's anything that the United States can do, let's fucking go to war. So he goes, don't worry about that shit. I was like, shit, dog. I'm like, that shit got me pumped the way he said it to me. I was like, ex-Marine, dog. I was like, U.S. Air Force. I'm talking about like these people are fucking trained.
Absolutely,
they're organized as fuck.
If it gets to that point, that's why they're trying to take our guns. You know what I mean? That they're literally making a huge push right now. Now they're making a whole new committee about gun safety. That because they know if it gets to that point, they want us in the weakest position possible. You know, that's why they're trying to feminize our men, and they're bringing in actual real men through the border. You know what I mean? But this is why Trump's been giving interviews, and he's really been focusing on the deportation thing that he's going to do. He's even laying out how he's going to do it. He's going to reinforce ICE. He's going to hire a bunch of ICE officers. Now we know where they are. There's 75,000 living on in Texas.
He made a huge announcement.
10 cities. You know what I mean? Like, we know where they're at now because they're on these 10 cities and shit. So all right, chill. Yeah, have a good time for now. Lap it up, relax, smoke some bud, whatever. Yeah, adios soon.
Make some anchor babies as fast as possible, because it's happening.
And we're gonna dead that too. Trump's talking about deading the anchor baby shit too for a while.
Okay, so but like, this is a good conversation, because I was having a fucking massive debate with Big Tank. So this is the thing. Even Vivek kind of mentioned something like that, something similar. He didn't say directly that, but he mentioned similar.
Said it yesterday.
Where like, okay, so and then that makes the Republicans look bad. But isn't that unconstitutional? Like, if I'm an anchor baby myself, right? But like, I'm saying, like, people, anybody that's born in U.S. soil is automatically immune.
So there is a way around that. So in the 14th Amendment, it does say that, but it also says if they are abiding by the laws at the time. So if you came here illegally and then had a baby, technically that could be illegal. if it depending on how you
What
read
about
the 14th
asylum
Amendment.
seekers that came in
Asylum
legally?
seekers, so,
Technically, it's
yeah,
legal.
right. If you're a legal asylum, but if you came across the border illegally and then were undetected or whatever and just came in here, yeah. So I mean,
Ouch.
there's a lot of those. You know what I mean? There's a lot of those. So I mean, maybe we
From
couldn't do it
from
for
a
the
time
people
to
that
a
are
time,
already
right?
here.
Because technically, my mom and dad can't. I don't know if my dad's already
you would be
divorced.
good. It would be like anybody coming now who couldn't do it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
Yeah,
about to do that podcast from Guatemala, dog. Live from Central America. Trebles, Garcia, and Flash all the way. Oh, this is Paranoid Radio Podcast with Flashy from Flashy_News1. Flash, let them know again once more where they can find you, big dog.
Yo, man, that was a great episode, bro. I'm over at Flashy_News1 on Instagram and Flashy_Truth. Yeah, bro, hit me up.
Holy snap. Make sure you check them out at Flashy_News1. And you can also find them on Paranoid. We have them tagged on our little lobby, our little what's it called? Edited. What's it called? The little pronoun where you put your pronoun where you say you're a spotted zebra.
Oh yeah,
Like,
bio. I kind of
the bio say you can find us there. You can find his name directly. You cannot find him because he is shadow banned. So even if you type him up and you try to search him, you're not gonna be able to find him. But if you have us and you're following us, you can also check him out. And I have his freaking name linked up on our bio. And we are not a spotted zebra, guys. This is Paranoid Radio Podcast. Make sure you check us out on all podcast platforms and drop a 5-star review on Apple Podcast. That allows us to enjoy the show as much as I enjoy making it. Thank you so much, Flash.
Paranoid Radio.